Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Rage, and we are back today to unpack the final and last chapter here for the sixth time to strike. Just because it's pretty notable, guys. You can actually go through upon completion to go through all the different uniques in farming osmium, chromium gear, astral energy, gamma, and so forth. So it's all actually available the moment you do finish up, and this is a great top-up opportunity. We have about a week here, but yeah, I think if you guys are looking for this gear already in the supply store and so forth, this is huge to take advantage of. I do have the gameplay now going through all the way from 4-1 to 4-4. The roster is quite built up, guys, so apologies, can't really backtrack there, but thankfully many of these characters are all actually needed for the Apocalypse unlock, and you will need them at least at gear tier 1790 to unlock Big Boy Apocalypse anyway, so some great value there to be had. So having said that, let's get right to it. The gameplay for the bonus sections there. Now, what's really nice about this initial node here is it also gives us 66,000 fragments here in regards to the Crimson Gear. So definitely take advantage of, guys, because this is a nice little head start, especially working towards Dark Dimension 7 here, and as well some juicy first time rewards. So nothing too crazy here in the first node. We're up against a lot of these undying characters, as you'll see, mixed in with some random characters. But I think what's gonna be difficult at the beginning here is this initial burst from Sylvie. Got Iron Man, zombie Iron Man doing his work, and then Hela spreading negative. So I would recommend just using the ult on Hela. As you can see, my characters are just so built up, they easily one-shot. We're up against some characters that aren't really too crazy, but it's because they were able to use our allies against us, hence the damage. Now, even if one of your allies fall, not a big deal whatsoever, just because we do have Val's revive, so these nodes should be super straightforward. And even if you don't get the 3 stars on this, so as long as you beat this node, you will be getting those juicy Crimson Gear materials. So that's really the main important thing here. And then after that, pretty straightforward. We're gonna get another cluster here of undying characters, but I mean, this is just, silky smooth. It's quite easy to go through this. So you can see another, we got the zombie Juggernaut here now we're up against here with some more Gregs. We're just going to make quick work of these guys here and just clean them up here. So pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy here. I think there's like another Hela after this, but yeah, straightforward. And again, many of these characters we need for Apocalypse already, so hopefully you don't have to overinvest. But if you're transitioning to the end game here, you may not have the resources to bring your characters up just yet. Many of my characters, I think actually all of them are gear tier 18 except for Deadpool, just because I only needed her at 17 for the unlock of Big Boy Apocalypse. So there you go, easy finish here. Love the Deadpool attacks. This team has a really great synergy. Maybe there's gonna be a 5th member in the future here, just around the rest of this 4-piece team. Okay, next node here also has some juicy materials, gold and resources, so definitely take advantage of that. It was nice that we were able to get the easy Crimson Gear there, but I think really it's the last node that you may potentially have some issues, just because some of the enemies are a little bit tankier. But if you have many of your characters at gear tier 17, you shouldn't have any issues with this. Even that first node, that initial burst was pretty much it. So I do recommend at this beginning here, focus on the Red Goblin, just because he can actually revive some fellow Hive Mind members if he's alive here, so you definitely want to be taking advantage of that. Then after you clear the wave, my goodness, look how fast this is, right? We're just going through it. Deadpool just doing passive attacks, super straightforward, easy finish here. And so a couple more members with another Red Goblin and Carnage combination here in Venom. So yeah, definitely want to be focusing again on the Reviver, because that way they don't get like another chance. But you can just see where every one of our attacks almost one-shot the enemy. So super straightforward, easy peasy. Yeah, it's nice. These rewards have been really good, though. I mean, even after following the conclusion of this, the fact that we can farm resources and materials like the uniques is pretty big. Just gives us some extra potential here, just to continually building up our reserves, upgrading our characters to 17 and 18 and so forth. Yeah, it's been good. I do like that for sure. Okay, third node here. So yeah, this is like a Deadpool cluster mixed in with X-Force, right? It's going to be interesting to see if this team actually gets any kind of reworks in the future here with the Age of X. But yeah, we're going to be keeping in mind that. If you go down the middle of Val, it's going to be pretty straightforward here. You can see we're just cleaning up now. Passive attacks once again with Deadpool, just making easy work of these nodes here. Okay, and then yeah, just another Deadpool wave, sorry, and we're just cleaning up. Pretty straightforward, like I said, guys. Nothing Nothing to write home about in terms of the strategy, honestly. Just more so just going through the motions and making sure you guys are targeting the high damagers. Hopefully you guys have characters built up, because like I said, at least it was nice that they didn't overtune this. It was nice that they did not make it like, you know, gear tier 18 minimum to participate. And then finally, this is the last note where I do have a little bit of a struggle near the end. And I think it's because you need to throw in something to kind of shake us off. But even then, it's still very, very reasonable if you have these characters built up. So again, it's interesting. Another kind of X-Force with Wolverine combination. As you can see, they're built up a bit higher. They're tuned up higher than the previous 3 nodes, but still really straightforward. We're going to go down the middle once again with the Val special. I like how it applies, you know, the multitude of different ability blocks. And then we do have the passive attacks once again here. Castro passive defense down, and then we are up against now this Forge Gambit Phoenix combination. So I would recommend focusing on Gambit first. This is kind of where it starts getting a little harder, but it's nice that they don't really throw in many enemies at us. And even with Phoenix, right, we're gonna have Castro actually cancel her revive, so it won't even matter, right? And then you're gonna get this interesting combination here of Kate Bishop with Psylocke and Sharon Carter. Doesn't really make sense. I just throwing in tunes just for the sake of throwing in tunes, perhaps. Who knows? So yeah, this is not bad. And then it's really the last wave that can throw you off a little bit, just because they do have some synergies. Okay, so we're just going at here. They throw their defense down back at us. So obviously I'm thinking, you know, at this point Deadpool might eventually fall. So yeah, it's the Nightcrawler. It's the Nightcrawler in this mixture that does actually create some headache for us. So you definitely target him as soon as you can. He's the strongest member of his team, but this is debuffs that he lands, right? If he lands a stun on your Weaver, it might end up in a very similar situation where we're not going to have that mitigation and protection, which is okay, but you may have to use the revive, which I will do just to get the 3 stars here. So you can see here, again, I recommend just studying Nightcrawler, but because of the fact that he landed his stun on our Val, it does create a little bit of a headache here. We have to wait for him to do his thing. He activates his ultimate now, which does even more damage, applies slow. And they're getting lots of like dodges, which makes it tricky, right? Their evasions. So you can see how close this is a gear tier 18 Spider Weaver, right? And she was taken down. So now I finally get the ultimate. I don't really care at this point. I knew it was coming, so I activate the ult. That is actually what lands the finishing blow on the enemies to clean this up. So again, close, pretty clutch, but it was because the Nightcrawler actually landed the right stun on my Weaver. So if you guys don't get that same RNG, then you'll be more than A-okay. So yeah, after that, guys, this is what I'm talking about, right? All these uniques now for teal gear are actually farmable. So I did want to test this out. I think this is a good opportunity to actually start using core refreshes, because if you guys need to top up any uniques, this is pretty notable. It's basically free. The power cores are used to get this. Yeah, so the odds aren't really great. So I did want to do a quick refresh here to show you guys what the odds are if I use full energy. And there you go. You do get like 4 or 5 pieces per 100. So that seems all right. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys out. Good luck with your guys' unlock. Thank you as always. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.